you very much. I'd like to thank you all again for coming tonight. We have a lot of family and friends in the audience, and I've even seen a very large number of alums, both students and parents. So if we could just take 1 minute or second to ask the alumni band members and their parents to stand up so we can recognize you and thank you for coming back to visit us again. It's always great to have the band family back again. We're going to do some recognition now. So we'd like to start by thanking our staff members, and I'd like to personally thank Jason Giacone for all that he's done with the jazz band and the rest of the things that we have done throughout the season and the year. I'd like to thank Chloe Crosby, who's been an outstanding J-Ed coach. Woody Dantagnan is our percussion instructor, and he could not be here tonight, but I wanted to sort of send out a thank you to Woody as well. I'd like to thank Nilda Rivera. Nilda, stand up for just a second. Where are you? Many of you know, many of you may not know, that Nilda's going to be leaving Jesuit High School after this year. She's returning to Puerto Rico to go home again, and although I'm sure it's a sort of a bittersweet thing because it's great to go back home, but also this has sort of become her home. So she's leaving one home to return to another home. But Nilda, just know how much we're going to miss you, and thank you for everything you've done for us, okay? I'd like to also thank DJ Galliano. DJ's up in the sound booth right now, and he is running tech for everything that you see happening, and the lighting, the everything else, the slideshow, the computer stuff, that's all DJ. And I also want to thank DJ because most of you know, DJ was the organizer for our Disney trip this year, and he did a fantastic job of putting together something that was very special for a lot of people. So if you guys could just turn around, give DJ a quick round of applause for everything he's done. DJ's a great friend of the band, and we are really blessed to have him working with us. Now I'd like to thank our Band Booster Club, and in particular the executive board for everything they have done throughout the season, throughout the year. And this goes all the way back to summer when we met and had our first calendar meetings for the year. So if I could get you to just stand up for a second and be recognized. President Roger Jordan. Where's Roger? President Doug Shaw. Where's Doug? Vice President Frank Nada. Where's Frank? And our treasurer, Mr. Paul Fine. Paul, where are you? Paul Fine. These guys are so instrumental in helping us get accomplished what we accomplished, so we're really indebted to them for their service. And we have a little presentation we'd like to make to our co-presidents, Roger Jordan and Doug Shaw. If you guys could just come up to the front of the stage for just a second. We'd like to present them with their presidential plaques, and it reads an appreciation of his dedication, tireless work, and commitment to making the Blue Jay Band #1. This award is presented to Mr. Roger Jordan and Mr. Doug Shaw. Thank you guys for everything you've done. Thank you. And the plaque only is a brief portion of what they do. I can't tell you how hard these guys work and how many hours they spend on the phone with me, and probably heard much more from me than they had planned to or wanted to. But thank you guys for everything you've done for us. Now I'd like to do some student recognition. And I'd like to start by congratulating our two drum majors for the outstanding job they did in leading us through marching season, as well as Mardi Gras season, and then marching us down Main Street, USA in the Magic Kingdom. So we could have William Fine and Leo John Arnett, please raise, there you go. Great job, guys. Now I'd like to acknowledge our young men in the band for their years of service, and they will be presented with their letters on Monday. But I want to have them stand up so they can individually be recognized, because they've worked extremely hard throughout the year and have done a great job. So as I call your name, please just stand up so that we can recognize you. Our first year bandsmen: Eli Bartlett, Connor Bruno, Jackson Sheremy, Aiden Devine, Matthew Dobson, Michael Melanson, Daniel Murphy, Quinn Patrone, Nathan Pham Lee, Hunter Richardson, Dominic Sinens, Lauren Scholes, Michael Shore, and Don Diego Torres. Let's give these guys a big round of applause. Thanks, guys. We're looking forward to 4 more years with you. Okay, you can have a seat. Let's recognize our 2-year bandsmen: Grant Barris, Scott Kavanaugh, Colin Farnsworth, Joey Grana, Peter Happel, James Kessler, Dale Lindsay, Mac McCabe, Reese Magea, Jacob Mercer, Mason Nairmore, Lloyd Passathune, Julian Schneider, and Dominic Stoner. Our 2-year letterman. Great job, guys. And now for our 3-year letterman. These are our sophomores: Mr. William Bostic, Maximo Cambius, Lucas Dean, Kyle Fulton, Scott Hawkins, Carson Keller, Clyde LeBlanc, Matthew Lococo, Jacob McCaffrey, Cale Mayer, William Mintz, Matthew Nada, Christian Ordwine, Jonathan Sanders, Dominic Schaaf, Joshua Shanks, Christopher Vuong, Aiden Walker, and Benjamin Willis. And now for our juniors, who will be stepping into the leadership role next year as our band seniors: Leo John Arnett, Samuel Kaluta, Parker Edwards, Bastian Johnson, Anthony Kelly, Jordan Merritt, Garen Mesa, Graham Mahovich, Brady Moran, Paul Myers, Michael Plessela, Kyle Selly, and Christopher Vasquez. All right, we're looking for you guys next year to be the leaders. There's one young man that's sitting on stage that did not stand yet because he came to us right at Christmas time. So he's only been with us for a half a year. But let me tell you this, there's been many a year that I've been here over my tenure that a flute section of 1 was a big flute section for us. So we have a flute section of 4, which is pretty exciting. But the young man you see sitting all the way on the end came to us at Christmas, and we're excited to have him. First year bandsman and sophomore, Mr. Karan Smith. Please stand, Karan. All right. We had a solo ensemble festival very recently, and most of our young men did extremely well, so I'd like to recognize them, those that received superior ratings at our solo ensemble festival. I'll start with the ensembles. We had a trombone duet featuring Garen Mesa and Chris Vasquez. Please stand. They received a superior rating at solo ensemble. we had a sort of a mishmash ensemble because there was a bunch of different instruments that they put together and did a great job with it. But please stand as I call your name. Carson Keller, Bastian Johnson, Jordan Merritt, Santiago Cambias, Cale Mayer, James Kessler, Josh Shanks, and Kyle Selly. Superior rating for their ensemble that they just done. Then we had another assorted duet that featured some interesting instrumentation. And the members of that ensemble were Christopher Wong, Lucas Dean, Cale Mayer, and Aiden Walker. They received a superior rating for their ensemble. And I believe it was something they actually arranged themselves, so it made it even more of an accomplishment. I'd like to also recognize our clarinet duet of Michael Plessela and William Mintz, who received a superior rating for their performance. And now on to the solos. The following young men performed a solo and received a superior rating for their solo performance. On snare drum, Leo John Arnett. Great job, Leo. On trumpet, Ben Willis. On snare drum, Dominic Shaw. On the tenors, Mr. Cameron Rosen. On the piano, was it Brahms, Christopher? What did you play? Was it Brahms Sonata? Brahms Rhapsody, yeah. Played a tremendous piano piece, Mr. Christopher Wong. On trombone, Mr. James Kessler. On the snare drum, also playing tuba tonight, Jonathan Tabora. On the snare drum, Mason Nairmore. Where's Mason? Raise your hand. Also on the snare drum, Parker Edwards. On piano, over there on the xylophone, Seth Reed. On tenor sax, Mr. Dale Lindsay. On alto saxophone, Lloyd Passafune. On trumpet, Scott Hawkins. On snare drum, Alex Tisdale. On piano, Mr. Grant Barris. And then on snare drum, Mr. Brady Moran. Okay, I'd like to also recognize our young men who did honor ensembles this year with the district and represented us extremely well. So we'll start with our junior high honor jazz band members. They were on trombone, James Kessler, and on tenor sax, Dale Lindsay. On senior high honor jazz band, on tenor saxophone, Mr. William Mintz. Representing us in the junior high concert band, James Kessler on trombone. Michael Melanson on the clarinet. Hunter Richardson on the clarinet. And on trumpet, Mr. Dominic Shaw. Senence, sorry, Dominic. Senence. Great job, guys. Senior high honor band, we were very well represented there. On snare drum, Mr. Leo John Arnett. On clarinet, William Mintz. On clarinet, Michael Plessela. On trumpet, Christopher Wong. And on tuba, Aiden Walker. Congratulations, guys. Outstanding job. We also would like to recognize our All-State participant of this year, representing us in the All-State Orchestra, sitting first chair. On trumpet, Mr. Christopher Wong. And I waited until he sat down so I could make him stand up again. Last year we were very proud to have the district overall percussion trophy presented to Mr. William Fine. This year we were very fortunate and honored to have the District Brass Award. This is the top award given to the best brass player in our district. And this year it was earned by Christopher Wong. Congratulations. Bear with me for one quick second. Okay, it is this time that we'd like to present two very prestigious awards to two of our seniors. And every year, Mr. Giacconi and I talk about this, we struggle with this, and it never seems to get easier because the senior class is always so strong. It's very difficult to pick just two guys who represent these ideals. But let me read you the plaque, and then I'll tell you who earned this particular award this year. The plaque reads, and it is dedicated and in honor of the Reverend Elwood P. Hecker, S.J., so we call it the Hecker Award. It is given to the senior for dedication to music, honesty, understanding, dependability, and Blue Jay spirit. This year, our two recipients of the award are Mr. John Garrell Bruno McCord, and our second recipient of this prestigious award is Mr. Cameron Michael Rosen. Great job.